You know what's really most people minds in the VFX industry these days? It's that one burning question. When will this writer's strike finally end? The writer's strike started in May 2023. It is the largest interruption to the American television and film production since COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. Unlike the 2008 strike, this one was kind of expected by the movie studios. They had piled up their projects and rushed to shooting before the strike started and prepared their work before start drying up. The actual impact of the writer's strike hasn't hit the VFX industry in full force just yet. So you might be wondering why are some studios are already facing a lack of projects, reports of layoffs, hiring freeze, and even pay cuts going around. Before we going into deep, here is a quick explanation of writer's strike. So every 3 years, the Writers Guild of America negotiate and come up with agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers. Sometimes the agreement they come up with just isn't enough for the writers. So when they feel like they are not getting a fair deal, they decide to take their matters into their own hands and go on strike. Guess what? This is the first time they done it. In fact, this year's strike marks sixth time the WGA has gone on strike. If you take a look closely, you will notice that these strikes tend to happen whenever the writers need to adapt to the shifting landscape of the huge movie industry. It's like their way of saying, hey, we need a better terms and conditions to keep up with all the changes happening around us. In 1953, the first strike introduced the first residual the payments up to 5 television products rerun. 1960, the strike ensured that writers would get 5% of their net income as the residual payments from television airing movies released before 1910. 1981, a 96-day strike results in writers' share of producer revenues from the fast-growing pay TV and home video markets. In 1988, a fight over residual payments for TV shows broadcast in foreign countries. 2007-8, a 100-day strike ends with a create a new contract revenue generated when their movies, television shows, and other creative work distributed on the internet. 2023, restrictions for AI-generated content and residuals from streaming platform. The writer's strike is a delayed effects for the visual effects industry. They had months to prepare before the work started really drying up. Some studios started to pick up other than TV movies such as advertising, gaming, etc. Those who impacted was late-night talk shows, hosts, soap operas, and currently pitching new films or TV. Some movies and TV series are being delayed and with some being tier over initial release dates. Any slowdowns at the moment are not directly related to the strike, and any projects with a finished script or currently shooting can continue as long as no changes to the script happens. It is evident that the writer's strike has little impact what's currently happening in the visual effects industry. After the post-pandemic, we went through a crazy boom. People who never gotten a regional job, they were landed in foreign gigs. LinkedIn feeds were flooded with messages about all these new hires. The real reason is the slowdown after the pandemic boom. The pendulum is just swinging back towards the middle. And the affected studios are vendors or studios who overstaffed after the post-COVID boom. Writer's strike and global economy just added fuel to the fire. It's difficult to see using writer's strike as an excuse to lay off staff and pause there. It seems industry is heading to a tough time again after the pandemic roller coaster. One of the major factors is the project-based nature of the industry. VFX studios are typically hired for specific projects, and once those projects are completed, there is no guarantee of continuous work. The constant need to secure new projects and clients makes the industry vulnerable to fluctuations in demand, leading to periods of high activity followed by sudden silence. The writer's strike will most likely end early July or August, but at this point, the damage is already done. The advent of AI tools also a huge wake-up call. Things are about to massively change over the next decade.